Hey everyone, today we're going to be trying 4 different types of club sodas. These are pretty old, dating back from the 1970s through the 1980s. So, that's about 40, 50 years old, around there. So, the first one we got here is Colt or Cot Sparkling Club Soda. We're going to try opening this up. I'm curious to know, is it still carbonated after all these years? It sure is dusty. It's been on my shelf for probably 5 years. I found these in someone's basement during an estate sale years ago. It's pretty cool. It says dispose of properly. No deposit, no refill. Yeah, this is from 1976. Contains carbonated water and mineral salts. That's literally all it is. Carbonated water and mineral salts. The second one we got here, this I'm assuming the 25-cent thing is probably, they discounted it to try to get rid of it, I'm going to assume. Santiba Club Soda. There was another label. It's gone now. Really cool. I love how they all have aluminum caps, which gives me hope that the gaskets are still good. I'm hoping there's some carbonation in at least one of them. This one's pretty interesting. Schweppes Club Soda. The label is made out of styrofoam. It feels like a styrofoam cup, like for coffee, which they banned in most places these days, but that's what it feels like. This is so dusty and hairy from that person's house. Interesting. What's the ingredients on this one? Carbonated water, sodium bicarbonate, sodium chloride, and potassium sulfate. That's all it is basically carbonated salty waters. This one doesn't tell you what's in it. Not one bit. Unless, nope, not even on the label. Nowhere. The next one is Canada Dry Tonic Water. Contains, I'm not going to pronounce it right, Quinine, Quinine. I looked it up and it says it's for treating malaria. It's an anti-parasite thing. That's what I found it to be. Look at that, 2 for 79 cents, a holiday tradition. That's awesome, that price back then. Look at that. Does not tell us what's in it. Wasn't required to back in the 70s. Interesting. Look at the color of it. There's nothing floating in it. Well, barely anything floating in it. Can't wait to see what it tastes like. I'm going to give you guys a close-up look of each one, then we'll get to opening. Take off my hat for the rest of today. Yeah, that's weird. I looked it up and that's supposed to treat parasites and malaria. That's weird. Look how cheap it was back then. See, it's got some random person's hair from floating around in their basement. Got a piece of grass on there and a bunch of dust. I don't try wiping these things off usually. I can wipe it off a little, but I don't try cleaning them with anything. Gotta keep that patina on there because it's actually protecting it to an extent. Maybe you want to see the top right here. So I think these actually all might be from the 70s. See the label? It's literally made out of like styrofoam. It feels like a cup. It's really cool. Look at that big barcode. And this might be the one that I researched that was from the 80s because of the big barcode. Usually in the 70s, if it even had a barcode, it would usually be short, or this one here doesn't even have a barcode. Not one bit. This one has a barcode right here. But this one is from the 70s. The barcode first started being used in the 70s in stores, but back then, most stores didn't have price guns. They didn't have any of that. They didn't have the scanners. They didn't have the computer system or anything to even run something like that. Didn't even become common until the 2000s. So let's start opening these up. I'm curious to know if they're carbonated or not. So I'm just going to sit back here and I can just zoom into them as I'm pouring them. So let's start on this side here. See what this looks like in there. So is it going to have carbonation? Let's find out. Oh, it hissed and bubbles came up. Did you see that? Smells like nothing, or do I dare say it kind of smells like an indoor pool, like chlorine? You know, I learned a while back that strong smell, that's actually a chemical reaction with people peeing in the pool. It's not even the chlorine, that really strong smell you get. Oh, wow. That's still super duper carbonated. Wow, look at that. We'll keep the rest of it in here, but I don't think it will ever seal again. If we tried opening this in like a year, I don't think it's going to be carbonated at all. Let's give that a taste test. Look, it's carbonated so much I see little droplets bouncing out. Awesome. Whoa, that is so much carbonation just got blasted into my nose. Wow. The acidicness or saltiness is just so strong. Whoa, it does smell like an indoor pool. It literally tastes just like salt water. No, worse. It's like acidic and gross. The aftertaste is horrible. Ah. Yeah, it's like I'm drinking nasty pool water. It gets really gross. But I'm amazed that it held up so well. Put that off to the side. And we'll open the next one now. Is it going to hiss? Oh, it's carbonated too. Let's see if this brand smells or tastes any better. It smells worse. Same thing, but worse. Super duper carbonated after like over 50 years. That's awesome. That is so cool. Oh, it almost makes me want to sneeze. This stuff's gross. I've had modern tonic water and it does not smell this bad. Just gonna drink a little bit. It's worse than the first. Now we'll go and open up the Schweppes with the cool label. I bet it's gonna be a lot of pressure. Let's go. I can't get it open. It's carbonated too. Woo! Let's pour it out. Get a sniff. Doesn't smell as bad as the others. Now that we got a good amount out, now what's it gonna smell like? Approach with caution. Not as acidic, not as big of a smell. Still tastes fairly normal. Nothing that horrible. That's the best one so far. Now this is totally different, this one right here. This is actually supposed to taste like something. I wish it had ingredients because I have no idea what this is supposed to taste like. Bet it's going to be pressurized. Whoa! It would have exploded if I didn't put it back on. Did you see how it just raced to the top? Oh! There we go. That's very, very carbonated. What's it smell like? Oh, that smells good. That smells sweet and sugary. Wow, this one's got so much carbonation. I think this is more of an actual soda. Cool. Lots of carbonation in there. Listen to that. Let's give that a taste test and a big sniff. It smells sweet, like it smells like expired 7-Up or something. I know it's not supposed to taste like that, but what it does taste like is pretty good. I love it. That does actually taste really, really good. What does it show from? It kind of tastes like maybe something citrus. And I'm kind of curious to know if there's any contamination in any of these. Highly doubt it. We'll just see what the pH and other things read. So I'm going to go ahead and dip one of these in each of them. And then I'll bring the camera up close and show you. These test strips develop almost instantly. They're water testing strips. And what's pretty cool about them is it shows the limit of what's okay. Like if you have iron, or iron's fine. But lead, it shows the acceptable limit that's allowed in drinking water. And it shows the bad part, you know. So these are basically instant. If you use them for your fish tank or anything, dip it, rinse it, dip it again in your aquarium, do your test, and dump it in the sink. This is toxic. Don't put it right in the aquarium like a lot of people unknowingly do. So we'll take one in each of them. Good thing I'm using big containers that my hands actually fit down in. We'll leave that right behind. Go to the next one. Now that my hands are wet, and I'm touching these things, that random hair that's on the top of these is getting stuck to my fingers. Get it down in there. Yeah, years ago, I used to do videos of testing my aquariums. Not these type, but the actual dripping ones, which some people may argue are more accurate. I've never noticed a big enough difference. People were always like, are you really rinsing that in your aquarium? Because they'd see me scoop, dump. Yeah, I'm not dumping it. I'm literally rinsing out whatever residue might be in there from the tap water to get the most accurate result possible. I'm not rinsing the actual chemical in the aquarium. I'm rinsing out whatever might be inside the container from washing it. All right, let's get you guys back here so I can show you what we got going on. All right, I got you guys back here. So let's see if we got anything bad going on. So we gotta figure out which way is this supposed to go. All right, yeah, we got them the right way. So there's no lead, no fluoride, there's no iron, there's no copper, there's no mercury, there's no chlorine. Oh, no, that's a weird one. The color of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's weird. Why does chlorine one turn gray? None of these are gray. No, I'm assuming it's 0, but the pH is very acidic. Yeah, so I don't think we're going to find anything horrible in these. I'm just looking down at the colors. Not seeing anything dark. Things like hardness and pH really don't matter. The pH is going to be very acidic on these, as it is. Like the pH is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. pH 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's all these. Wow, look at the pH on this one. Wow, that's like off the chart low, like down near 4. That's very acidic. This one over here, that's awesome. But just looking them over real quickly, I'm not seeing anything concerning. I don't see anything lighting up to me. Yep, I don't think we have anything to be concerned about. They're in a glass bottle. No kind of contamination is just going to appear in there. It's not like it was inside a aluminum container where aluminum would be added in there, because aluminum is on here. And you see, this is what I was mentioning. You see, it shows the allowance. You see, it says okay. As long as you're not in the red areas, you're fine. Supposedly. I remember the high school I went to, they decided to spend a couple $100,000 extra in the new school, doing everything in beautiful copper. Well, they did something wrong. The water was coming out of the water fountains first thing in the morning blue. That's how contaminated it was with copper. And they literally had to put bags over water fountains that were brand new because somebody messed up with the copper work. When they could have plumbed the whole thing for hundreds of thousands of taxpayers' money less with PEX pipe. So we have returned them to their shelf where they've spent the past couple years, and they'll spend probably a ton more time there. I just don't see ourselves opening these up again and ever taste testing them again. I'm not even sure why I'm leaving them full. Like, we opened this over 3 years ago. Why am I still saving some of this 70s 7-Up? I'm not exactly sure why. Look at that. The water's sizzling. It looks like someone just peed in there. This stuff gave me a lot of burps, even though I drank only a little bit. I feel like soda back in the day used to make you burp more. Does anyone agree with that? I feel like new stuff, it's actually hard to burp with it. I don't know why. Like, I've compared new sodas to old ones, and even the way it fizzes up is different. Some have big bubbles, some have tiny bubbles back in the day. I don't know why. So I just rinse these out with really hot water, and by the time I even get them in the other room, they're dry. All right, everyone. I'm going to have to clean this table off. I spilled a little bit of it, but at least we didn't open something gross today. I hope today's video was interesting, everybody. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. I love hanging up those nice warm jugs right there.